Alright, welcome back guys. More Doki Doki Blue Skies. And we're continuing where we left off, which is this cute girl here waking us up in the early morning.
Come on, Flam, wake up!
Z. What do you want, Sayori? I've already been woken up by Mom.
I have a surprise for you.
Well, that certainly arouses my suspicion and makes me sit up, bleary-eyed. Does this surprise involve the house burning down and the fire brigade being called, like the last one?
I don't think so. Nope. Come on.
Wait, what time is it? Still half asleep, I attempt to make out what my digital clock says. I don't think it's even... I don't think I've ever seen you up this early.
Well, I had a really good night's sleep last night. Plus, I set an alarm so I could wake up before you.
That's dedication.
Anyway, come downstairs.
Okay. Jeez, I'm coming. As I make my way downstairs, half expecting that Sayori has managed to blow something up. What a guy. I'm hit by an aroma of food. It doesn't look or smell like the food that Mom left us either. I take a sniff. That smells really good. As the final vestiges of sleep leave me, I realize why Sayori is so excited. Hang on. Sayori, did you make me breakfast?
Yep.
There are so many things that I'm impressed with here. Yeah, let's see. A. Sayori woke up before me. B. Sayori came to wake us up for a change. And C. Sayori has managed to cook breakfast for us. And D. She has managed to cook food without burning the house down. I am very impressed here. Yeah, that's another one. The fact that she hasn't eaten it before me. That's another thing. Let's see. Okay, so he continues to say that you actually got up before me, the fact that you made food suitable for a human to consume, or the fact that you haven't already eaten it.
Hey, I really tried, okay?
I moved forward to embrace her, planting a kiss on her forehead. I'm just messing, Sayori. This looks and smells great. You didn't have to do this for me, though.
I wanted to. You know, to show how much you mean to me. Because I did a bit of thinking, and I realized I don't really do that enough.
You don't have to worry about that at all, but I appreciate the gesture. It's really thoughtful.
Besides, it's our picnic today, so I was already in a food-y mood.
Foodie?
Foodish. Is that even a word?
As I tuck into the food in front of me, I'm once again struck by how damn captivating Sayori can be. She went through all that effort to wake me up before me and cook me breakfast for a start. And now her nose is all scrunched up trying to think of the right word. Damn, I really am the luckiest guy alive. The food is pretty good to boot as well. Wow, if the picnic food is as good as this, the other girls are in for a real treat. I didn't know you could cook like this.
Well, I got some pointers from Natsuki.
Of course you did.
I didn't make anything fancy, to be honest. I'm an amateur. But she helped me work with what I have.
Well, you guys did a really good job. Looks like Mom's fears of me eating chocolate for dinner are unfounded, eh?
Well, I didn't want to say it at the time. But having chocolate for a meal sounds pretty good if you ask me.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that. I lean towards the last mini chocolate donut on the table, but as I do so, Sayori lightly smacks my hand away.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Trying to get the last donut? What does it look like?
That donut is mine, Flam!
I grin. Oh, the game is on. Is that so? I don't see your name on it. And with that, I dart for the snack, managing to loop it around my finger. Sayori jumps up and tries to pry it off me, but I'm too quick. I quickly stand up and raise my finger so that the donut is out of her reach. Oh. She jumps to try to reclaim it, but my plan is Sayori-proof. That's a good one. The pout on her face quickly changes to a devious grin, which to say the least, puts me on edge. As she pushes forward, her hands aim for my sides. I instantly realize what her counterattack is. Okay, before anything else. Alright, while I was at that, I definitely needed that to get that as a thumbnail. Hey! They said an official donut convention of 1949 that tickling is not allowed, it's outlawed! Sadly, my made-up convention and its rules go right over Sayori's head as her fingers mercilessly attack my sides, causing me to writhe and laugh. I attempt to back away from her, but Sayori can be just as fast when she wants to be. She pushes me against the wall as one of her hands carries on, tickling me while the other is still reaching for the donut. In a desperate attempt, she reaches up on the tiptoes and plants a kiss firmly on my lips, which totally takes me by surprise. Internally, I curse myself for falling for the ruse. She's done it before, so I should have seen it coming. Then again, it's pretty much impossible to resist the kiss from Sayori. Although, this kiss has a very different feel to it. There's a real sense of urgency I can feel coming from her, a feeling that's completely foreign. As she slowly gets off her tiptoes, I find myself subconsciously lowering myself down to a normal height. At this point, the donut is all but forgotten. I wrap my arms around Sayori's back and pull her closer to me, savoring her taste and smell. She has me pinned against the wall with one of her hands on my wrist, while the other caresses my face. And with my mother gone, we're home alone once more. Damn, that's too cute. As my thoughts wander over into a territory I haven't explored much, Sayori slowly slides her tongue into my mouth. It catches me by surprise, as it's the first time she's ever done it. I'm a little hesitant at first, but I quickly grow accustomed to it. Yep. That's usually how quickly it happens, like that, almost instantaneously. If I had any suspicion that this kiss is unlike any we've shared in the past, this new development confirms it without a shadow of a doubt. Given how closely we're pressed together, I could feel her body heat, along with something else. My mind is racing at a million thoughts an hour. As the kiss deepens, Sayori moans slightly, which only adds to the allure of the situation. This is completely uncharted territory, and while I don't want the moment to end in the slightest, I have no clue what's going on. We eventually break apart, with neither of us knowing where the sudden mood that befell us came from. I always love looking at Sayori's eyes after we kiss, and despite this being no exception, there's something new lurking in those beautiful blue eyes. I'm no ladies' man, but even I can read between the lines. My heart is beating just as hard as my thoughts are whirring. Sayori? Her voice is quiet as she replies.
Yes, ma'am?
Are you sure you want to? And why is it every single time? Jeez. The doorbell ringing sounds like it's coming from another reality. For a moment, it was like I was totally oblivious to space and time entirely. We release each other as I let out a frustrated groan. What is it with that damn doorbell ruining everything? First, when we were about to kiss, and now when we were about to... Okay, let's not dwell too much on the end of that sentence. Damn it, Sayori. Couldn't you tell them to meet us like an hour later when you texted them?
Sorry.
Sayori opens in and waves to who I presume are the other girls.
You chose a perfect day for a picnic. I checked the forecast for today and it couldn't be any better. Sunny blue skies, a slight breeze, maybe the warmest start to March we've had in a long time. Did Flan like the breakfast, Sayori?
I did indeed. Sayori outdid herself.
She learned from the best.
Shame you can't cook modesty, though.
What was that? No burnt houses this time?
I laugh as Sayori pouts. I don't think Yuri realizes that she's unwittingly taken a jab at Sayori. Thankfully not. I'm ready to go.
Flam?
Yeah?
You realize you're still in your pajamas, right?
My face flushes red. What with the Sayori incident from earlier? It totally slipped my mind. Oh. Give me a second.
Sheesh, how could you forget? What were you two doing anyway?
An awkward silence suddenly springs up. I take that as my cue to head upstairs and get changed. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get changed. Get changed. One hasty change of clothes later, we're all on our way. Everyone seems to be in fairly high spirits, with the conversation flowing between all of us. Even though we typically spend most of our lunch times with one another, getting out of school and doing something as a four is always really enjoyable. After all, Christmas was almost 3 months ago. Time really flies. How has March come out so soon?
So, what's in the baskets, Natsuki?
Food, I'd imagine. Natsuki rolls her eyes, but Sayori giggles to herself. She's always had a soft spot for my sarcastic humor.
Well, that's a real shame because I actually packed some lightsabers. There's a range of stuff. Sandwiches, bento boxes, soups, all sorts of stuff. Vegetarian options, I hope. Of course! What do you think I am, an amateur? Also, if it's not too daring an addition, brought some wine, eh?
Yuri looks like a deer caught in the headlights. Monica, on the other hand, didn't even skip a beat.
How did you know?
Monica laughs softly.
Come on, Yuri. Do you think I was born yesterday? You tried to bring some at the Halloween party. Jeez, Yuri. Are you secretly an alcoholic? Of course not. I just thought, well, there wouldn't be anything wrong with a little bit of wine in a social situation. Sorry, I should have learned my lesson by now. It's okay, Yuri. You know what? I'm gonna try some too, actually. What happened to being the responsible club president? We're not exactly at school now, are we? And I guess no one would find out either. We can all try some. What's the worst that could happen?
And that's... oh boy. Never mix alcohol with someone who's overly depressed. Even if she's, better and she can manage it better, it's still not a good idea. You, quote, accidentally drink the whole bottle and start wobbling all over the place. You throw up on everyone here.
Hey, it's not like your tolerance for alcohol is any higher than mine.
Oh, it is. The other girls look curiously at me. Yeah, that when you make a statement like that, you gotta back it up.
Is that so, Flam? So it isn't Yuri who's the alcoholic then?
Yeah, I've had a drinking problem ever since I was born. At this point, sake is like tap water for me. You've got to help me, guys. Okay, how many of them are going to take this seriously, and how many are going to catch on to I'm just being sarcastic? My liver has filed for a divorce, and my kidneys have just taken the kids. Okay, looks like everyone but Natsuki took it as a joke.
Your sense of humor is really weird. It's grown on me, to be honest.
A bit too sarcastic for you initially.
A little, yes. Well, they do say that sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, You do know the person who said that was being sarcastic, right? Before Monica can reply, Sayori pipes up. Look, guys, we're close. Come on.
A little while later, the picnic has begun. We found a nice clearing amongst the trees and settled down. Everyone seems content. With such good food and nice weather, it's a given. Man, I have to admit, Natsuki, your food is on par with my mom's. That's really saying something.
Out of curiosity, where did you learn to cook like this? Ha! About time you guys asked. It's all self-taught, to be honest. There are some pretty awesome guides on the internet, so I got it from there.
Could you teach us one day?
Us?
Yeah, Sayori and I. Mom goes on about how I should learn to cook. Given Sayori is as bad as I am with food, I'm not exactly pressed for inspiration, am I?
Sayori is bad with food?
We glance in her direction. She's got her hand in the basket, trying to subtly take a cookie from the box. Upon realizing we're all staring at her, she quickly withdraws her hand, looking flustered.
There was, a spider. Yeah, there was a spider in the box, so I was just...
Trying to eat it?
Anyway, it's all gone now.
There's my case. Yuri smiles and sits back with her drink in hand.
It's a little crazy to think about how the school year is almost over. Christmas didn't seem so long ago. Have you enjoyed the year, though? Oh, most definitely. Expanding the club, spending Halloween with everyone, Christmas, and now this. I had the pleasure of spending many enjoyable moments with everyone here, and it's something I'm very grateful for.
Me too, Yuri. This was the first time I had fun during Halloween or Christmas. And to think it all came from a little club where people could share poems, eh, Monica?
Of course. When I made the club, I had no idea what it would take us, to be honest. I had hopes that I would be able to meet other people who enjoyed literature, but I didn't expect the little club to bond so well. I was pretty worried about how we'd all fare after the festival, though. My hopes were pretty shaky for the future of the club. But I was lucky in that we managed to put it behind us and carry on, which I'm really grateful for. That's okay, Monica. I think we all were a little worried about the club's atmosphere after that day. But deep down, I knew that we wouldn't let it get us down. And look, here we are.
She takes a bite of her sandwich.
If there's one thing this year has taught me, it's the importance of friendship. Sheesh, you guys are really all sentimental, you know that? How much have you even had to drink? Alcohol can make you really emotional. Oh, alcohol can make you really emotional? Amongst other things. Huh. Nothing.
Come on, Atsuki, don't tell me you haven't enjoyed your time at the club as well. I can tell that you've got a big heart in a way behind that facade of yours.
When did you graduate from psychology school?
Hopefully in a few years, actually.
Go on then, analyze me. What makes you think I have this big heart, huh?
Natsuki's tone is challenging, but unlike previous instances where she's tried to put me in on the spot, I have my answer prepared. Prepare yourself, Natsuki. You're about to get psychologized. Yep, I just made up that word on the fly. Boom. Well, let's see. Secret Santa for a start. Your gift for Yuri was pretty thoughtful, don't you think? Yuri, Sayori, and Monica nod. You could have just got her a generic horror book, but no, you put some real thought into it.
Okay, so?
You also really helped Sayori pick out a present for me. Plus, you helped her make me breakfast. And you made all this food for everyone here. So yeah, checkmate. No, stamp it, no erases. Bingo was his name-o. I grin at her, causing her to scowl.
You make a really annoying psychologist.
I'll interpret that as meaning I do my job then.
A psychologist, huh?
Yep, this year has really opened my eyes to mental health, especially with Sayori. Mental health was never really something I paid much attention to, so it's like a whole new world has opened up for me. Sayori shifts over to me and slowly wraps her hand around mine. It's still strange for me to discuss her depression to the others. Not in a bad way, mind. It's just something I've got to grow to get used to.
Just don't start diagnosing everyone with millions of conditions, okay? I've heard that future psychology students love doing that.
Can't make any promises. An hour or so has passed by this point. Most of the food has been eaten by this point, and I've taken a sitting under a tree with my legs pulled up. A cozy, calm silence has descended upon the five of us. Sayori is sitting in front of me, and I have my hands gently massaging the back of her head. The other girls are lying nearby. After reassuring Yuri that it was okay, she pulled out the bottle and shared the wine with us. Not huge on the taste, and judging by Sayori's coughing and slight spluttering, neither was she. Given that Suki looked like she just sucked on a lemon, it's safe to say that wine isn't one of her favorite drinks either. Granted, Yuri did say that it's an acquired taste. Monica seemed like she enjoyed it though, and of course, Yuri was utterly unfazed. Well, I can understand Yuri's reaction. Monica was a little surprising. Maybe it's just how different people react. I can see alcohol's appeal though. I suppose if you drink it in moderation and in a social situation, it can be an effective way to promote a relaxed mood. As I'm thinking of something to say, Sayori speaks up.
Monica? Are you going to run the club next year too? Well, I mean, I'd like to. But next year is going to be even more stressful than this one, at least for me. Over those university exams. It would be a real shame if we didn't have the club to look forward to next year, though. Yeah, that'd suck. Not that we mean to pressure you or anything.
Monica laughs softly.
Don't worry about that. It's only natural that you're all feeling this way. Well, if my other commitments grow to be a little too demanding, I think a promotion could be in order. You mean? Yep. If I'm not around as much as I need to be, then you can run the club next year, Sayori. You're an excellent vice president. Although you'd have to work a little on your organization skills. Me? President? Hey, only if I can't commit to it. Don't start feeding your inner megalomaniac just yet. Are you sure I'd be able to?
Why don't you think you'd be a good president, Sayori?
Yeah, for what it's worth, you might be half bad, you know.
Yuri nods in agreement.
You guys are just saying this to be nice. Not at all, Sayori. You said you didn't want any special treatment, remember?
Yeah. Plus, I don't think it's even possible for Natsuki to give anyone special treatment.
Thought I had a really big heart.
Touche.
I don't know. It's just... Well, you're really good at it, Monica. And like you said, my organization is pretty bad. Plenty of time to work on it, though. And besides, you've always been a really good people person. You're much better than I am at dealing with conflict. Give yourself some credit, Sayori.
That's what I've been telling her for the past few months. Welcome to my life. It drives me crazy. She keeps putting herself down right in front of me, and it's when I keep slapping her right in the face. Stop. Oh, stop. I love her, but at the same time...
You guys really think that I can run the club?
We wouldn't be saying it if it weren't true.
Yeah, I have to say that what people want to hear.
Sarah is silent for a moment. It must be a little overwhelming for her, especially given how she's hearing praise from all of us.
Thanks, guys. That really means a lot. If it comes to it, I won't let you down, Monica. Glad to hear it. You know, we'll all be friends when we finish school. Will we all be friends when we finish school? When we're all at university, miles away from each other?
Sayori looks at everyone, wearing an expression that's a mix between hope and uncertainty.
I certainly like to think so, yes. Everyone here means a lot to me, and I wouldn't like to lose what we have.
Couldn't agree more. When I first joined, I was a little surprised at how different everyone was. Not just in terms of literature tastes, but also personalities. Yet everyone was pretty much united over one goal, to share and enjoy poems together. I can't see that unity disappearing anytime soon.
Yeah, and this club has always been a place where I could read manga and enjoy it, knowing that people won't judge me for it.
Natsuki's input surprises me a little. I never expected her to join in rather sentimental... To join in the rather sentimental mood, but hey, I'm definitely not complaining. She does have that big heart after all.
It's funny you mention that, Natsuki, because Yuri feels the same way. The club being somewhere she can be herself, free from judgment. For all I used to think you guys were polar opposites, you've actually got that pretty large common ground.
Both Yuri and Natsuki look surprised at Monika's insight. Now that Monika brought that up, I can really see that her point is valid.
Well, perhaps we're a little more alike than I ever would have thought, Natsuki. Kind of weird how that works, isn't it?
Natsuki grins at her, and Yuri smiles tentatively back. Man, they really come a long way since I first joined.
Aw, see? This is the stuff I love seeing when we're all together. Everyone getting along and realizing how much they mean to each other. Gee, Sayori, don't get ahead of yourself. Although going back to your question, Sayori, truthfully, you can't predict the future. There's no telling what things will be like in 2 years' time. I'd like to think we'll all still be friends, but it's anyone's guess. Yeah, that's true.
Hey, look at it this way. If our friendship has taught me anything, it's that if people were destined to stay friends, life will find a way, no matter what. So what if we're all at different universities all over the country? It's super easy to stay connected these days, you know? Well, with trains and all. I was expecting him to say the internet. But nope, he went trains. Well, with trains and all. Yuri nods in agreement.
I think it's safe to say that we'll all be here. We'll all be here for one another, right?
There's a general murmur of agreement, which warms my heart.
You guys better not forget to visit me, you know. Oh, my apologies, Natsuki. We didn't mean for the conversation to exclude you.
Natsuki waves away her apology.
You don't have to say sorry for that, dummy. It's a given that you guys would be talking about that stuff. Well, when I'm in my final year, you guys won't be here. I don't see why we wouldn't visit you whenever we could, Natsuki. I'm sure we'd be able to. As Flam said, we're all rather connected. Plus, I imagine it would be nice to visit our homeroom teachers again.
Natsuki is looking at the floor. She looks like she's struggling to say something. If I had to guess, it's probably some form of gratitude expression. She's never been great with that.
Okay, good. Because, well, I know I haven't said it as much as you guys, but I've had a lot of fun this year too, with everyone here. So yeah, thanks guys. You especially, Monika. I know we kinda don't always agree on stuff, but you've been a great president. Yeah, I agree with Natsuki. The club wouldn't be what it is without all the hard work you pour into it. Sorry for not saying how much I appreciate you and the earlier. I've always been kind of bad with that. I suppose I'm guilty of the same thing. But now feels like the best time to say it, I suppose. Thank you for everything.
Couldn't agree more with the girls. Thanks to you, I was able to experience something I desperately needed this year. Friendship. And indirectly, a girlfriend.
So yeah, I'm not kind of blamed for all the mushy stuff between you and Sayori.
I mean, Sayori as well, but sure. We all share a laugh.
That's okay. Better late than never, right?
She laughs softly.
It hasn't been easy to run or juggle against everything else going on in my life, but I can say it's been 100% worth it.
She picks up the wine bottle and pours a healthy measure into her glass. The bottle is then offered to everyone else, and we do the same.
So let's share our toast. Here's to another year of the Literature Club. Another year!
We all clink the glasses together and take a sip. With the sun shining, the warm glow that the wine has ignited within me, the feel of Sayori in my arms, and the content, relaxed atmosphere surrounding us, it's bliss. I couldn't be any happier. A little while later, the sun has started to set. A general air of drowsiness has started to creep in. We started to make our way back home. I'm still in high spirits. Today has been such a good day.
Well, I'll see everyone later. I really enjoyed today, Sayori. Thanks for suggesting it. Oh, I really enjoyed today, Sayori. Thanks for suggesting it. That's okay. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. See you guys later.
As everyone heads off, Yuri speaks up.
I should probably get going as well.
As Sayori and I move in to join her, Yuri shakes her head.
It's okay. You two have already done so much for me. And after today, I think I'll be okay. So enjoy the rest of your evening, okay? I'll see you later.
She smiles a warm smile at us and walks off.
I'm glad she's feeling better.
That makes two of us. I guess everyone realized just how much the club means to them, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's getting late. We should head back. As I settle down into bed, I feel myself slowly drift away into the dream world. Or at least I would, if Sayori doesn't break the silence.
Flam?
If you're asking me for a favor which involves me having to physically move, then it's a no. Sorry.
No. I was just going to ask. Are you doing anything tomorrow?
Not to my knowledge, no. Why?
Oh, no reason.
It's immediately apparent that she's up to something. I'm too tired to push it, though. So instead, I just go along with whatever it is. Fair enough, then.
Oh, I need to, sort some stuff out tomorrow. So could you pick me up from my house at about 4?
I narrow my eyes at her before realizing she can't see in the dark. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Sometimes you make absolutely no sense, but I've grown not to question it. Good night, Sayori.
Good night.
That music. As I open my eyes and slowly grow more awake, I'm suddenly aware of a warmth on my chest. Sayori has somehow managed to contort herself so that she's lying diagonally across my body, with her head planted firmly on my upper body. Wow, that's gotta be uncomfortable. I can feel the warmth of her breath through the fabric of my pajamas. Only Sayori can manage to fall asleep like this. Typical girl. I can't help but smile when I gently stroke the back of her head. Her hair has always been very soft and pleasant to touch. As I move my hand toward my face to scratch an itch on my nose, Sayori suddenly mumbles.
Put your hand back.
In your hair? Sorry, I don't speak pillow. I'll take that as a yes, though.
Feels really good.
You're literally like a cat, you know that? A beautiful, blue-eyed cat with lovely hair.
Okay, that sounded a bit...
Okay, that sounded a bit weird, didn't it?
Just a bit. Ah!
She jerks up right as I poke her in the ribs. She's always been sensitive to that.
Wham! I was so comfy.
Sorry. I pull her towards me. Here, you can use me as a pillow again. She grumbles, but eventually settles down once more.
You make a really good pillow.
Thanks. I've been training my entire life in the Human Pillow Championships. I only got 3rd place last time, so it's nice to know I'm doing better now. At this proximity, I can literally feel the vibration from her laughter on my own skin.
Stop making me laugh. I'm trying to sleep.
I don't know, Sayori. If my pillow could make me laugh, I'd be mighty impressed. Okay, that made me laugh, not gonna lie. Maybe you should be a little more appreciative. Gosh.
It's rare to keep a girl from her beauty sleep, Flam.
Why would you need beauty sleep? You're perfect the way you are. Okay, even though I said it, I have to admit that was pretty smooth.
Since when do you have such a charming side?
About 4 seconds ago, apparently. Better late than never, right? Sayori yawns and stretches, sitting up once more. Even with her hair plastered all over my face and her eyes still riddled with sleep, I don't think it's possible for her to look bad.
Something on my face?
Just admiring how beautiful you really are.
What? How am I meant to reply to that?
By flailing, so that I get to further admire how cute you are.
You're such a meanie.
But I'm complimenting you. Would you rather I'd say you look like an ostrich or something?
Well, ostriches are pretty cool.
Okay, but if people think I'm a weirdo for calling you my ostrich in public, I'm blaming you. She bursts out laughing.
I kind of want to see that now you said it.
I roll my eyes. You must be the only girl on the planet who'd rather be called an American flightless bird than beautiful or cute.
Yep. But don't forget, you chose me.
Let's just go make breakfast. So what's this mystery plan you got lined up for today then?
Oh, that. Well, I want to keep it a surprise.
But you've already told me that you've got something planned, so that's kind of a giveaway in itself.
Oops. Well, you still don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway, we got a bit of time until we have to go. What should we do?
Fancy watching anime? We've been playing games a lot recently. Figured it could be a nice change.
I don't really know any, but sure.
Awesome.
That was super confusing.
Yeah, time travel plot lines can get pretty perplexing. I heard they're really hard to write well. The show pulls it off pretty well, though.
Was it just me? Was it just me who thought that the redhead girl kind of reminds you of Natsuki?
I can see it. She glances at the clock.
Ooh, I need to go and get ready soon.
You're preparing for something like this? Keeping it a secret? You haven't been abducted by the Yakuza, have you?
No, but that'd be kind of fun.
So that tells me that Sayori doesn't know that much about Japanese gangsters.
Oh, by the way, you don't have any dress shirts, do you?
Yeah, I do.
I think you'd look really nice if you wore one today.
So what you're really saying is that wherever we're going has a smart dress code. She doesn't answer.
Anyway, I'll see you soon.
She puts her plate away and heads out the door, leaving me to contemplate what she just said. I open my wardrobe and sift through my clothes. It's been a while since I had to wear a dress shirt. It's not something I normally wear, but I could tell what Sayori was getting at. Guess it's kind of hard to tell me what to wear when the whole thing is meant to be a surprise. Still, I reckon this one will do nicely. I'll pack a hoodie in my backpack too, just in case. I'm gonna go out and rob a place, huh? After freshening up, I stand in front of the mirror, nervously checking how I look. I get the feeling we're going to some kind of restaurant, although I can't imagine why. It's not like today is Valentine's or anything like that. Makes for some nice variety, at least. Either way, I want to look nice. It is Sayori, after all, and she's putting in some effort for a big surprise, so least I can do is look my best. Well, it looks like it's time to meet her. After trying to smoothen my hair one last time, I head out. Sayori is already there by the time I arrive at her house. Damn? That is sexy. Not gonna lie.
Hey!
Wow, Sayori, you look sexy.
Like an ostrich?
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Flam. I'm glad you liked it.
You've always looked really nice, but this is something else.
Hurt the Flam.
Oh, sorry.
Someone's getting into the spirit of the day.
She giggles and loops her hand with mine. I can smell her perfume, which only adds to her allure.
You look really handsome, by the way. Like one of those fancy spies.
Don't overdo it. So, where are we going?
You'll see. Here we are.
We're standing in front of a fancy-looking restaurant. Looks like my hunch was correct. Oh, no way.
What?
This is the exact restaurant I was going to take you on Valentine's Day.
Really? Really?
Yep.
Did you get the recommendation from Monica by any chance?
Sure did. And I'm guessing you did too. She nods, giggling. Wow, what are the chances?
I guess we really do think alike.
So that explains your dress and why you asked me to wear a smart shirt? It all makes sense now.
Sorry, It's really hard to tell you about the dress code while trying to keep the whole thing a secret. It must have sounded so awkward.
Nah, I get your reasoning. Besides, I'm really hungry, so let's just head in. Man, Monica wasn't wrong with her descriptions of this place. The first thing I notice is the warm, cozy atmosphere. It radiates, accompanied by some pleasant jazz. Sayori seems impressed as well, given how much she's gushing over how the restaurant looks. As the waiter comes over to tend to us, I make a mental note to thank Monica the next time I see her.
All this stuff looks so tasty! Although I don't know what half of it is.
Then how do you know it's tasty?
Sixth Sense.
I didn't know that a movie about ghosts taught you about food.
Not ghosts, silly.
I know. Just messing. Are you gonna have a starter?
I think I'll try the...
Oh, fuck me. What the
I think I'll try the Changwon Mushi with shrimp.
Wasn't aware that you liked shrimp that much, but okay.
It's not every day that I get to come here, so I figured it'd be a good idea to try something new.
Not a bad idea, actually. I'll do the same. I think I'll go for the yakitori.
So, you're probably wondering why I took you here today, right? It probably came across as kind of random.
Yeah, a little. I don't mind though.
Well, I was thinking about Valentine's Day. I felt kind of bad we didn't get to do anything on the day just because I wasn't really feeling up to it. So I wanted to make it up to you.
You didn't have to make anything up to me, Sayori.
But I did. You were looking forward to spending the day with me, and I just told you to leave me alone.
Yeah, and I proceeded to grab a pillow and scream into it. 3 times. There was a reason for that. I didn't want to force anything. And besides, it's not like you chose to have a bad day, was it?
Well, no, but...
So don't worry about it. I had much preferred we had a nice romantic evening together when you felt in the mood for one. Forcing one just because it was Valentine's is a pretty bad idea anyway. Anyway, the food here is great. Looks like Monica really knows her stuff, huh?
The Changwon Mushi is so tasty.
You know, it might be worth learning how to cook. Given how you love food and how much I love seeing a smile on your face, it might be something I'll look into. You know, for the future. She blushes slightly.
Speaking of which, I've been thinking about the future. Our future. I know it might seem a bit early, though.
Nah, it's pretty natural, right? I have those thoughts from time to time as well.
Where do you think we'll be when we finish high school?
Assuming you haven't got bored of me by then?
Wham! I'd never get bored of you.
Kidding. In reality, well, I like to think we'd still be together, you know? Yeah, we've only been together for, 2 months? Almost 3? But honestly, it feels a lot longer.
Probably because we've known each other for so long, right?
I take a bite of my food. It's really good. That's probably it, yeah. I think we got really lucky in that respect. I read somewhere that the best relationships tend to form when the 2 people are best friends before they start dating. Why do you think that is?
Probably because they get to know each other really well before they get into a relationship, right? They know what their partner likes and dislikes, along with their hobbies, interests, and values. And because friends argue, fall out, and make up, each person would know how to handle the other when they fight, which would be really useful when dating them. Plus, it also gives them a long time for their feelings to grow. Nothing is rushed or anything.
So, like, you've given it some thought.
I like to think about these things. It really helps to keep the peace.
I never thought of that. You can really keep people happy if you don't understand them, right?
Yep.
Oh, I said you can't really keep people happy if you don't understand them. You're pretty perceptive and smart. I've always enjoyed seeing that side of you.
Really?
Well, let's take the incident where you forgot your gloves back in November. It was pretty clever. It was a pretty clever way to get me to hold your hands, and it worked too. I don't know what it is about that crafty side of you that's so alluring. Perhaps it's because I never know when it's going to strike next. So it always keeps me on my toes. There's always been much more to you than meets the eye, I guess.
It's a bit devious, but it's kind of fun to play with people like that.
which is why it's all the more rewarding when I manage to get you back. We always try to one-up each other, something that stayed with us since childhood. And what I love the most is that it's our unique little in-joke. In-game, I don't know what the right wording would be.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoy it too. It's our own little thing that no one can ever take away from us.
Precisely. Sayori pushes her empty plate away from her. Unlike many times before, she didn't just wolf down her meal as fast as possible. Nor did she take a remarkably long amount of time to eat it. It looks like her appetite is a lot more consistent these days.
Can I see the dessert menu?
I guess some things never change. Only if you promise me that you won't buy the entire thing.
Can't make that promise. Sorry.
I hand the menu over to her. Her eyes light up as she scans the options. How can you even fit any more food in? Your main looked really filling.
Dessert doesn't go to the stomach, Flam. It goes to the heart.
That may be the dumbest yet most profound thing I've heard in a while.
Ooh, look. They have chocolate cake. Chocolate cake! And it comes with vanilla ice cream. And sprinkles!
All I can see is a painful, colorful rainbow. You know what? You got me in a dessert mood now. Let's have two. After a while, we finish our meal and the waiter comes over with the bill. Ouch. Well, at least you get what you pay for here. As I pull out my wallet, Sayori intervenes.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
I'm paying for the...
There's no way I'm letting you pay for this alone, Flam.
It's okay. Mom left me some money.
That's not the point, silly. You already do so much for me, so this time I want to give something back to you.
But I don't want you to pay for the entire thing either. It's hardly cheap.
Ah, not this time.
I open my mouth to argue, but Sayori's resolution holds firm. Okay, if you insist. She smiles sweetly.
I do.
We pay the bill and stand up to leave. I'll find a way to slip some yen into her pocket when she isn't looking. Damn it, guys. I don't know what to do for a thumbnail now. What I had before or this. All right, you know what? I'll if she smiles at this scenery, then yeah, it's for sure. I'm gonna do this.
Wow, look at these stars, Flam.
There she is. All right. She's shivering, a given, really due to the temperature and the wind. The dress she's wearing probably doesn't help. Luckily, I came prepared. I pull out the hoodie from my backpack, standing behind her. I help her into it. Once I'm done, I hug her close to me and plant a kiss on the back of her neck. They might look beautiful, Sayori, but they have absolutely nothing on you. And thank you.
Oh, for paying? It's nothing. I just didn't want...
Not for that. Thank you for taking a chance on me. For letting me back into your life. And for letting me help you. You keep talking about how much I've done for you, but I don't think I've told you how much you've done for me. You gave me something to look forward to. Each and every morning. Even on the days where we didn't spend time together, just seeing you, if only for a minute, was enough to make my day better. It's all thanks to you that I was introduced to a world of poetry and a club filled with friendship. I didn't realize just how badly I was missing friendship in my life until that fateful day where you let me walk with you to school all those months ago. If it weren't for you, I would have probably spent my last 2 years of high school alone, becoming more and more of a NEET by the day. Some that, since the original game, she's been trying to prevent for me. You made such a positive change to my life, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Oh, Flam.
But there's so much more than that. Seeing your eyes shine when you laugh, seeing your nose scrunch up when you're thinking about something, hearing your laugh, reminiscing about the good old days. Day never goes by where I don't consider myself the luckiest guy on the planet, all because a girl as beautiful and amazing as you are considers me her boyfriend.
I don't know what to say.
It's okay, Sayori. You don't have to say anything. I just wanted to let you know how much you mean to me, because you honestly are my world. I love hearing you laugh. I love seeing you smile. I love how you're a daily part of my life now, but most importantly, it's now or never. I love you, Sayori. Well, that's it now. Those 3 words have been spoken.
Really?
Really, really. I'm sorry if that came out of the blue, or...
I love you too, Flam. I was scared that I'd say it too soon. I didn't want to scare you or anything.
I can't help but stifle a slight laugh. That's exactly how I've been feeling. We really are on the same wavelength. She reaches up to wipe a few happy tears away.
It feels so good to finally be able to say it.
It does. It really, really does. She turns around to face me with tears in her eyes. She slowly leans her face towards mine and we share a kiss. A kiss that feels entirely different to any other kiss we've shared before. Is it because we both finally exclaimed our love for each other? Or because we're doing the stereotypical thing of kissing under the moonlight? Who knows? We break apart, but our faces remain close. Sayori's voice has lowered to a whisper and her eyes remain closed. She's still shivering a little, but she carries on regardless.
I can't believe we're actually in this situation right now. I had dreams about this moment where we got to say those 3 words.
We open our eyes at the same time.
I was so scared that this would feel wrong or that it wouldn't match my expectations. I think that's another reason why I was scared of saying it too early. But I'm so glad we waited for the right moment.
Me too, Sayori. It's all been worth it. She laughs softly. I knew there was something about
you back when we first laid eyes on each other all those years ago. You always made me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and it never changed, no matter how many years had passed. It took me a long time to realize my feelings, and they were confusing. I didn't know why I'd find myself smiling for no reason. And even though the rain clouds were there, no matter how hard it rained, they could never put out that tiny little ember. The tiny little ember that was you, which was always there. And I was...
Well, it looks like Mother Nature doesn't care in the slightest for romance. The cold winds, which were fairly dormant, have suddenly burst to life. We can continue this at home, don't worry.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
I laugh and pull her close to me, trying to warm her up. One speedy power walk later, and we're both back home, savoring the warmth of the room. Luckily, the atmosphere hasn't been disrupted too much. That's much better. Now, what were you saying? She walks to me and puts her hands on my face. Her thumb slowly massages my chin, and her other hand goes up to stroke my hair.
I was so scared to fall in love. When you told me you liked me, I had no idea how to respond. And as you saw, I panicked.
She smiles ruefully.
But things are different now. You helped me realize that it was okay to take that chance. That maybe, just maybe, my own happiness isn't something I should hate. Things aren't entirely perfect, but I'm happy with where I'm at now.
You should be, Sayori. You've been so brave, and you've overcome so much.
And that's all because of you. You were once that little ember, but you grew into a roaring fire. A fire that refused to be put out.
She kisses me once more. To my surprise, she uses her tongue again. Immediately, my heart starts to race. I'm very well aware of what the atmosphere was like the last time she kissed me like this. And this time, there's no one around to interrupt us. I kiss Sayori back just as passionately. That hunger, that sense of urgency, it's all flooding back to both of us.
I need you, Flam.
Goosebumps erupt over my arms.
And there's so much more I could say, but I think there's a better way of showing how I feel.
I can hardly hear her over the sound of my heart thumping in my chest. Is this really happening? Are you sure? Her reply is barely a whisper, but the conviction and assurance are so strong it's almost like she shouted it.
Yes.
Tentatively, her hands start picking at the buttons on my shirt. Her fingers feel warm and soft against my upper body, and I watch with almost bated breath as she undoes each button. Eventually, she undoes the last one and helps me slide the shirt off. I take a deep breath, savoring how her hands feel on my bare chest.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just really nervous.
That's okay. Me too.
She turns around, exposing the zipper on her back of her dress. Wordlessly, I know what I'm expected to do. Alright, just double checking to make sure. Yes, nudity is turned off. Before I pull the zipper down, I kiss her slowly across the back of her neck, causing her to moan lightly. Truth be told, I have no idea what I'm doing, but from the sounds she just made, I guess it's working. With the zipper free, Sayori is able to wiggle out of her dress, and a faraway part of me understands why she was so cold. With the dress off, the only thing the only thing she's left in is her underwear. I can't help but stare at the side in front of me. I've never seen Sayori in this state before.
You're staring.
I swallow. Can you blame me? You look amazing. She blushes. The flush of red on her face complements the navy of her underwear. As she fumbles for my belt, I have to remind myself that this is really happening. The girl that I've loved since we were kids is practically naked, standing in front of me, undoing my belt. As the belt comes undone, I wriggle out my trousers. Now we're both standing in just our underwear, both aware of what happens next. We share another kiss, with the majority of our clothes off. The tentative longing we're both emanating along with the feel of Sayori's breasts on my chest. There's a tender kind of intimacy in the situation that we're both reveling in. It contrasts against the sense of urgency in the moment. With shaking fingers, I lean towards Sayori's back. I fiddle around with the strap of her bra, but as expected, I have no clue how to undo it. She lets out a light giggle.
Having trouble?
It's not like undoing a bra is something I have experience with. Why are these things like a damn Rubik's Cube?
They aren't. Here, all you have to do is unhook it. Like this.
My breath catches in my throat as it finally comes undone. I pull back so I'm in front of her once more. And in one fluid motion, her bra comes free. Wow, you look beautiful. She giggles shyly as she covers herself up with her arms.
Sorry, I know they aren't as big as Yuri's, or...
I take her by surprise as I start kissing her neck, an area that she seems to take particular pleasure from. Feeling a little more daring, I keep going further down. Before I know it, I'm gently caressing her breasts in my hands, while my tongue gently glides over them. This is going to get me age restricted. Even though it's not showing anything, it's still the idea. So I'm going to get age restricted for this. Thanks, game. All the while I'm planting passionate kisses over her chest, causing her moans to grow louder. It doesn't matter. They're great just the way they are. Her hands are gently caressing my hair as I continue kissing her body. Once I've started, it's almost impossible to stop. Those sexual urges that have been kept at bay since our first tickle fight finally have free reign, and damned if I'll stop them. All my senses are being simulated right now. The strangely enticing smell of her pheromones, along with the allure of her taste, The sound of her moans, the sight of her body, it's almost a sensory overload, but it's not unpleasant in the slightest. I stand up and look in her eyes. Wordlessly, she slips off the final article of clothing on her body, and I follow suit. Now we're both truly exposed. I should feel vulnerable. After all, who wouldn't when they're naked? Though Sayori, no, vulnerable would be the wrong word. I feel safe. The intimacy between us is like a warm cocoon. The silence stretches for what feels like much longer as we take the sight of each other in. The gentle curve on her hips, the soothe allure to her skin, how perky and shapely her breasts are, along with the endearing, shy expression on her face. This might have been her idea, but it's clear that she's just as nervous as I am. Most of all, actually seeing her like this, in such an exposed, intimate state, there's a slight air of awkwardness, but I guess this is a given. At least we can share the awkwardness with each other. Wait. I don't have any, She nods wordlessly and reaches into her pocket of her dress, pulling out a foil package. I raise an eyebrow. She was prepared for this. She's smart.
What? I just like to plan ahead a little.
I decide not to press it, given the situation we're in. After fumbling around for a few moments, we're set. At this point, my already raging hormones have decided to take over. I gently push her down towards the bed, with my lips never once separating from hers. She understands my intentions and wordlessly complies, slowly sinking down. I sink down with her, resting so that my elbows are on either side of her, with my hands on either side of her face. My weight rests on my elbows as I slowly maneuver myself so that I'm positioned between her legs. I'm tenderly thumbing her cheeks as I do so. Her eyes flutter open and closed. Eventually, I'm in what I think is the right spot. She gives me the tiniest of nods. It's small, but I can read what it says. I'm ready. Do my best to ignore how loudly my heart is beating, or start to slowly insert myself inside her. She immediately gasps. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just didn't know what to expect.
I can stop if you like. She closes her eyes once more, breathing in heavily.
No, it's fine. Keep going.
She wraps her arms around my neck and smiles up at me.
It's okay.
I nod back at her, reassuring my position as I slowly slide myself into her once more. Waves of pleasure shoot through my body. I don't think that's pleasure. This warm, wet sensation is completely foreign to me, but it feels absolutely incredible. I involuntarily let out a grunt as this feeling courses through my veins. Sayori moans with satisfaction, squirming slightly underneath me. As I push further, her moans grow louder. I'm all the way inside her at this point, and the feeling has grown stronger and stronger. Sayori slowly starts moving her hips to match the rhythm that I'm using. Her movements sync perfectly with mine, causing my breathing to become ragged. I never experienced anything remotely as satisfying as this in my entire life. All the while, Sayori's chest is gently heaving up and down. Goosebumps are visible on the surface of her skin, and there's a flush visible on her face. She's biting her lip in pleasure, the sight of which spurs me on to try going a little faster. Ah, that's incredible. Every push inside her feels like heaven. Clearly, it's not just me feeling this way, as I can feel Sayori's nails rake down my back. It doesn't hurt anything, and I'm glad that she's enjoying this just as much as I am. Eventually, I start to feel some kind of build-up. I know what's coming, and with each thrust, I can feel my limit rapidly drawing near. Sayori, There's no stopping now. With one final thrust, I finally surrender. For a few moments, I lose control of my body as the waves of pleasure grow to dizzying levels. I love how they call it waves of pleasure. Sayori also cries out as her body shudders as well. In that moment, we both lose control, surrendering ourselves to nature. For a moment, there's silence, broken only by the sound of our panting. I roll off Sayori, breathing heavily. A light sheen of sweat is coating the both of us. Not surprising, given the intense body heat we were sharing. I sit up briefly to dispose of the condom, as Sayori slips her underwear back on. I guess she's still a little self-conscious. I smile tenderly at her as she snuggles up to me, particularly after our climax. It feels incredible, intimate to have her this close to me. It feels incredibly intimate to have her this close to me. I don't know how to break the silence. Luckily, Sayori does it for me.
Flam?
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
I love you too, Sayori. That was absolutely incredible. She giggles softly.
It really was.
Silence again. It's not uncomfortable though. I'm trying to rack out of my brains for what I want to say the most. I think this has been the best day of my life so far.
Mine too, Flam. Mine too.
The dreamy tone of her voice makes me smile. Oh, Sayori. You're perfect. Literally. There isn't a single thing that I'd change about you. She opens her mouth to protest. On instinct, I know what she's going to say. Yes, even your depression. I've been so proud of you. You've come such a long way. From opening up to me, agreeing to therapy, eventually having the strength to do it alone. I'm so happy that I'm able to have been by your side. I know we've only been together for 2 months, but it honestly feels a lot longer. There's a silence for a moment. Aw, she's crying.
I don't know what to say, Flam. I really don't. Except, thank you. And I love you. I couldn't have imagined doing any of this without you. You're the best boyfriend a girl could ever ask for.
I'm nothing special. It's you who...
No, you really are, Flam. You're just too modest to see it. You've always been so caring and loving towards me since day one. You've always made it your mission to put a smile on my face. Something you've always succeeded at. You're the sunshine in my life. The light that dares to guide me through my darkest days. Something that I'll always be so grateful for. You haven't just given me a reason to smile. No, you gave me something I thought I'd lost forever. I thought I'd forever lost. You gave me hope. Actual, genuine hope. That maybe, just maybe, things might be okay.
Wait, that was the good ending? Alright, I guess that was a good ending. Huh. I didn't think that I would have that ending. I don't even know how I got to it, to be honest. But, you know, I ain't complaining. Well, not much left to say from that one, guys. That was a good one. Okay, so Emmy's hanging on to one of those two then. Yep, there she is. All right, well, I guess thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure. I'm gonna, unfortunately, though, it's not over yet. I still need to get the bad ending. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Have a wonderful night. It was a long ride, but it was a good ride.